Hey guys, Jeremy here, and I'm just going to put this little wind muff on this microphone and do a little bit about podcasting. Now, there's all different kinds of ways to podcast. You can indeed start podcasting straight from your phone. You can use laptops. You can go into a studio, whether that's a smaller one or a highly professional studio. But often podcast and just start off nice and small with a decent microphone. So I'm going to clip this on and I'm going to share my screen. And let's have a look around at some tools that we have available to us these days when it comes to podcasting. So I've just shared my screen, but just the window, and I'm using Vimeo for this session. Vimeo is a fantastic screen recording tool. I find it really, really good, better than, I don't know, Loom or other ones that are out there. And so we've got these different functions. We can click different layouts. At the moment, we do have that infinity mode, which is kind of cool in a way, but I've also got the different settings. You know, we can blur the background, we can make it transparent. I personally have set up this little background here, so I like that. And I'm going to set it back into this mode here, which I really like for, you know, just for this particular podcast. Look, I have found that this little screen here is actually taking a little bit, not quite the right amount of room. Let's turn the settings off here. So I'm actually doing this all live here, so you guys can have a bit of an understanding about the process. And there we go. So that looks okay. It's not quite centered. Let's go up a bit. There we go. That's a bit better. And so let's speak into a couple of the different tools that are available. I'm not sure if you've heard of Riverside, but that is a fantastic podcasting tool. It's kind of like an online studio. It is better if you use the paid account. They do offer some free versions. You can record with anyone around the world. It is better if they have, you know, potentially a nice background. I'm not sure if I love those AI backgrounds. I think a nice natural background is better. And then if they have a good microphone and a decent camera, works really well as well. But you know, we're focusing on podcasts at the moment, so really the mic is where it's at. The room should also be kind of treated here. The room is slightly echoey. There could be some sound treatment. We do next to this window, which could let some sound in, you know, fire engine. We might have to press pause. There might be a plane that goes over, and then we can unpause and get on with the podcast. So that's where, you know, deciding what you want to use for your story that relates to, you know, it might be in situ, it might be in someone's house, it might be in, you know, an office, or if you're doing something about hospitality, it might be in a kitchen or a cafe. But also understanding the limitations of your budget and your tech savvy. So all these things play into it. Once you've done the recording, you've got to do a little bit of editing. I use DaVinci Resolve, and DaVinci Resolve is a fantastic program made by Blackmagic. It is one of the high-end professional programs, and it does take quite a lot of sort of getting used to. You can go in there, you can put all your footage in there, add a little bit of a soundtrack, your titles, adjust any volume levels from the microphone, you know, make it so that it's a sort of podcast worthy. And then, of course, you want to put it out there. So we might think of something like Spotify or YouTube. So there's subtle differences there. Spotify, you can have video podcasts, but people often just listen to them, which you can do with the sort of the screen closed. But with YouTube, whilst they offer the podcast sort of version idea, as soon as you close the screen, then the podcast will stop as well. But I suggest, you know, doing some video podcasts like this and having a play around. Focus on the craft is definitely one way to learn how to make these things happen. Once you've got the first sort of pilot episode, 1, 2, or even 4 episodes is good to do as a pilot to sort of get yourself started and get to be comfortable with, you know, the environment you're recording in, the tech, the editing, the process, the rolling it out onto different channels. And then once it is rolled out there, there, well, then you got to put it out there. So, that might be putting it through your social channels, but I always suggest the best place to do it is definitely have it embedded on a blog post on your website. For SEO purposes, that's really important. But also, if you've got a client that's interested in one of your products or services, just like this, then they can watch the video on your website and there'll be some information there further about that product or service. And then if they did want to click in for a meeting or buy that product or service, well, then there you're on your website and they can do that straight from there. So, making sure that, we decrease those challenges to making the sale is important. And so videos can certainly help with that. And podcasts can be a way to build rapport with your audience, with your potential client, and get them over your side to the point where they might be interested in purchasing the service. So if you guys do want a podcast, lead me to the call to action, then feel free to go to my website where you can book a chat and we can talk about it, just for 15 minutes or half an hour and see if we are on the same page and whether it's worth working together to do a pilot episode or even 4 episodes. So that way we can do the editing, put some music on there, put some title tracks, and start putting some quality content out there that fits in with your story and your budget, and works well to build rapport with your target market. So yeah, hope to hear from you soon. My name's Jeremy, signing off. Ciao for now.